This is Sophie Robertson. Well, Sophie Robertson's Instagram profile. She is a zero waste events manager at the Toronto Tool Library, and she lives a zero waste lifestyle. But what does that really mean? I was able to spend some time with her and document a glimpse of what her lifestyle looks like. Let's get to it.
Zero waste for me means that it's a goal and a mindset, so I'm more aware of the things that I consume. It's not actually living without making any trash because it's not possible in the way that our society is now. I pick up litter every day. I do at least one piece of litter. I think the way people picture me, they might think that I'm like super hippie. I go grocery shopping very differently than I used to. Now when I go grocery shopping, I am going to produce shops mainly. I go to a lot of bulk shops now. I will bring my reusable bags. I try to bring bags more than containers, just depends on what I am actually getting. So the bags will be for all the dried goods, so like nuts and oats and seeds and things like that. And then for things like, olives, I'll bring a glass jar. And I still use some plastic. I'm going through the stuff that I had previous to zero waste. And sometimes I will get some plastic that comes into the house, whether someone brought something or whatever the case, and I'll reuse that until I'm not able to anymore. When I first started doing it, I felt quite timid because like anything new and different, you feel a little bit like, ooh, are they gonna refuse me? But it's so rare that I get refused because of the places that I shop as well. I think they're more open to it, markets in particular. Smaller shops tend to be more open to, whatever way you want to put it in your container. And most people are actually quite delighted. They're like, yeah, that's fantastic, that's great. And it actually generates a conversation. And so that's how I've gotten to know a lot of the owners now, which is great. It's really lovely to get to know my community better. If I have to go to a traditional grocery store, then I'm typically only going to one area of the store, which is the produce and maybe the bread area. And we still eat meat, although way less than we used to. We still eat cheese occasionally, so I will go to those counters. I don't even venture through the store, which is very different than what I would have done previously. I do think that this way of shopping is more humane because I am purchasing a lot less plastic, which often ends up in our waterways and hurts the marine life and ultimately ends up in our food as well. We make things that, last seconds. It just doesn't make sense to expend the resources that it takes to make that product and then to literally basically just touch it and then put it away, like in the garbage. If we only need it for a few seconds, then is it worth it? It's not gone, and none of those plastic things are gone. So it's a big problem. I'm more concerned about the experiences that we have together versus the things. I've definitely noticed that I am happier overall. I feel more fulfilled than I've ever felt